Hey yogis, welcome back to Flow for Freedom. I'm so glad that you stopped by to say hello and hopefully to practice with me. This won't be a long sequence. What I've done today is created a sequence for just two poses. And these two poses are centered around people, women that are going through menopause. These two poses are a great way to find full range of motion and mobility and stretch and mindfulness throughout your body. But just know, every Sunday, I will have our one word yoga, that one word Christian yoga where we have one word and that one word is centered around a Bible verse, and I will create a yoga sequence, 20 to 30 minute yoga sequence around that. We're going to come into our first pose, and that's going to be cat and cow. So make your way onto your hands and your knees. We want the fingers to be evenly wide. And if you're feeling fairly unstable, curling the toes are okay for stability. If you're feeling fairly stable, go ahead and be on the shoelace side of the foot. All right, so we're in position. We want the wrists under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Draw the chest through, create length through the neck here and space. On your inhale, lift your tailbone and your gaze up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, round the spine and take your gaze in between your legs or your belly button. Inhale, find that cow again, lifting. Exhale, rounding. So now let's take the breath with us. So the inhale, you come into cow. Exhale, we round the spine for cat. Continue this cat and cow. I encourage you to close the eyes. Start to scan the body. Observe how this is feeling. Now, why is cat and cow beneficial for menopause? Well, when we're moving our spine through our range of motion, it affects both the front and the back of the spine. So during menopause, our joint starts to dry out. Yikes, right? By fluidly moving between these two postures, this cat and cow, we are massaging our joints and our tissues around the spine, keeping them soft, supple, and young. Give me two more here. And then we find stillness. Let's draw our big toes to touch. Bring your knees out as wide as your mat. Shift your hips back, and we make our way just into child pose, just as a relaxation here. A little transition before we move into that second pose. In this pose, I might as well give you some tips. So what I like to do, besides having my palms planted on the ground, I like to rotate my armpits towards my heart to really find a nice stretch in the shoulder blades, allowing this to be a little more of an active child pose. Keep drawing your belly in, keeping your breath active here. Give me two more breaths. We're going to make our way into our second yoga pose, and that's the low lunge. So grab blocks. This can be done with blocks or no blocks. So coming back into your cat and cow position, I want you to lunge your right foot forward. Squeeze to the midline here. So it's like you're on railroad tracks. Now that back foot can remain curled or uncurled, is whatever you're needing today in your body for stability. What is important here is keeping this front leg at a 90-degree angle. We're going to keep a scissoring action in the legs. That means that this right hip is going back, left hip is going forward. The blocks are here also for stability. So take your shoulders back and down, reach your head through as you relax your shoulders, squeeze through the midline, and enjoy your stretch here. Now I'm going to take my gaze to the floor. This really helps to take out the wrinkle, that crinkle in the back of the neck, to find a nice stretch in your neck. Lunge pose stretches the hip flexors and the psoas muscles. The psoas muscles connect the lower back to the upper thighs. The psoas can get tight if we spend a lot of time sitting down. Give me one more breath here. And then let's straighten that leg just to find a little stretch here. Why not, since we're here? Now rebend that knee and then take it back to tabletop. And I'm just keeping my palms on the blocks. Now lunge that left foot forward. And we're back in our low lunge, doing all the things. Again, toes, that back toe can be curled or uncurled. On railroad tracks, squeeze through the midline. And for me and my body, this side is a little tighter. Relax those shoulders. Maybe the gaze is at the ground. And we're breathing here. Hopefully you're breathing from a relaxed body. So why is this lunge pose that we're in beneficial? Menopause and its shifting symptoms can cause shallow breathing. Have you noticed any shallow breathing? But stretching our psoas muscle frees up the breath and releases pent up tension. Give me one more breath here. And then straighten that front leg just like we did on the other side. Breathing here, rebend that knee. Make your way into tabletop, move the blocks out of the way. And let's find child pose once more. Knees are wide, hips are back. Settle in right here in child pose. And then making your way up to tabletop, and then dropping the hip off to the side, coming into easy seat. All right, guys, those are two poses that I enjoy to keep mobility and to stretch my body as I go through menopause. And dealing with achy joints has not been fun, but just know that every time you walk into a yoga studio or you practice yoga right at home, you're moving in full range of motion to help lubricate your joints. All right, so I hope you enjoyed our cat and cow and our lunge. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and leave comments. Let me know, what do you want to work on next? Or let me know that one word that you would like for me to introduce on Sunday beforehand so I can work a sequence and find a Bible verse around it. All right, guys, until we meet again, bye for now.